What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Low Luxury, and welcome back to Low Luxury Archive, where we are archiving Demna Gvasalia's Balenciaga. And today, we're taking a look at a piece that I'm super excited about, but also one that kind of scares me. This is a destroyed knit hoodie with like a t-shirt underneath that you can see through it. There's rips and tears everywhere. This thing is insane. It plays into their recent distressing motif, and make sure you stick around because I will tell you why this thing also scares the heck out of me. Before we do any of that, I'll tell you where this piece came from. We'll take a look at the collection, we'll take a closer look at all of the details, and then finally we'll try it on. I'll tell you how it feels, how it fits, but we're not just going to put it on, we are going to take inspiration from that original runway look. So without further ado, let's dive in on this crazy piece. Yo, before we get too much further, subscribe to the channel. I make tons of luxury and streetwear content, and also if you're looking for deals on luxury and streetwear, check the description. I've got some of the best sites with all authentic stuff. Check it out. All right, guys, I'm starting to get tired of this. I gotta tell you, because once again, we are sitting with a piece that, as far as I can tell, did not ever officially walk the runway. And I'm actually kind of surprised by that, because I feel like this piece fits so perfectly into a lot of the things that Demna has been doing for the past few seasons, especially that heavy distressing. And I think this piece does it better than some of the other similar pieces that he has put on the runway. But here's what we do know. This piece, the listed year on the tags is 2021, and if I had to pick a collection that I believe this is from, I think it is from spring 2021. Or if it's not, it is from one of the later seasons, or a resort collection, or a pre-collection, or something where, you know, it's an extension of a piece from this collection. So, getting into it, we've got a COVID collection here. It wasn't an official runway, but it's kind of like a lookbook of sorts. We've got a lot of hoods. Masks play a big part. Let's take a better look at that. Very weird. Why would somebody put a mask on the runway during COVID? I don't know. Definitely tapping into the times, you know what I mean? This collection is quite sporty. We've got a lot of like windbreaker, nylon parka jackets, things like that. Hybrid with tailoring and like sporty parka stuff going on here, but also just some wild stuff like whatever this stole is. I'm guessing you would call that a stole, right? Cut and sew pieces like this parka, which is absolutely insane. Recycled leather is, I believe, what this one is. That's terrifying. That looks like it's out of, I don't know, like a Resident Evil game or something. But let's keep moving along until we get to look 36. Obviously a very similar piece. Also a hyper distressed hoodie with a t-shirt underneath. But this, I feel like, is a kind of first draft that the piece we're looking at today kind of built off of. I think the concept is fantastic and it looks really good. This color ain't it. This logo ain't it. I think once you add in the knit and the campaign logo that ours has, it takes it to a whole nother level. But given that this is all we have to go off of, this is the look that we are going to be trying to match here. And I really like it. It's a very streetwear look, super fun, super colorful. A lot of times Balenciaga is very like dark and black, so I'm glad we're going to get to play with some color here. Okay, now that we know where this hoodie came from, let's take a closer look. Oh yeah, I love this thing. That distressing is so sick. Well, you look at that, and we'll get to all that. Let's take a look at the brand tags and all that jazz. So right off the bat, you will note that this is a Balenciaga Unifit piece. Now, what does that mean? It means that it is neither menswear nor women's wear. They don't delineate. They just go by their extra small through extra large, whatever sizing, and it is what it is. Balenciaga under Demna for so long, this sizing hasn't made sense anyway, from piece to piece, from gender to gender, so why not just say it's for everybody? I think it's a great move. So If you see that little unifit under there, it doesn't mean it's fake. It doesn't mean anything except that it's not menswear or women's wear. We are in a gender fluid society, my friends, and it's time to just get used to it. It seems pretty clean on the back there, the opposite colors. It folds over on the edges, and it's just stitched in those top corners to the inner t-shirt here. We do have some nice little retail tags to look at here. And this guy, it helps give us an idea of our year. Remember, we can see up here, it is from 2021, so that helps. Got our model number, our size, and this is extra small. We'll talk about the fit in a while. As with all things Demna, it is not true to size by any means. And then on the back, we have this sticker that I love. So English is the middle language. So talking about the raw edge details, all these tears that are literally all over the entire piece. The edges could fray with time. It's not to be considered as a defect, but as a peculiarity of this garment. So if it completely rips in half, it's just a peculiarity. Don't mind the ripping in half. It's fine. And I'll give you a sneak peek. We'll talk more later, but that is what I'm so scared of with this piece. And our care tags over here. On white up front, we get our size, which tells us it is an extra small. Then we've got this really smooth, glossy black. We've got the logo right there in gray, where it was made, in this case, Italy. A nice Italian knit, thank you very much. And then we get the year again and that model number info at the bottom. Now, what is this thing made of is the next question, right? So this piece is 100% cotton. This is a cotton knit, and it does feel like it. It has that kind of like solid, heavy feel of a cotton knit. Wool, it's lighter, it's scratchier, whereas this is just much more solid, which I think is a good thing. It'll hopefully keep it together a bit better. The second fabrication, I'm guessing for the t-shirt, also 100% cotton, and then the rest of it is just like the embroidery and stuff like that. All right, and now it is finally time to look at the piece itself and some of these details. And first, I think I want to explain how this t-shirt lining actually works. So as we saw, we do get a neckline here, neck of the t-shirt, just like a normal t-shirt, I would say. Rib neck, all that good stuff. And this is stitched in to the knit hoodie from the back of the neck here. So it's not stitched down here in front, but then you come around the side of the neck, and then starting there, where it kind of curls, now it is being stitched down to the knit hoodie on top of it. And that is the only place where this t-shirt is actually stitched to the hoodie. That's it. So what you see like underneath these rips, that is loose. These are not connected here. This tear at the arm, that is loose. Coming down here, all the way down to the sleeve, it's loose. Same thing with the bottom of the hem here, the t-shirt coming at the bottom, all loose and disconnected from the hoodie, which gives it a nice flowy look, but can also cause some problems, I would say. For example, right here at this sleeve is a big rip, okay? You can see it right here. It's basically the whole side of the arm and bicep is hanging out. So the first time I ever put this on, I put it on, I put my arm through, so my arm's coming through here, and then you kind of like stretch out, right, to get your arm through the t-shirt. And the t-shirt, I'll show you, I stuck my arm right through here and like detached the hooded part from the sleeve part. And if I was giving that a lot of force, that could cause way more rips here. It could cause those rips to become even bigger, potentially rip all the way down the sleeve, stuff like that, which is a bit scary for me. Because, I mean, I want this thing to last, right? I want this thing to last a while. Even though it's destroyed, I want it to stay destroyed in, like, this kind of way, you know what I mean? And I actually think the best reference piece here is another destroyed knit that I have from Balenciaga as well. So if we look at this destroyed sweater, all of these patches here, where this is coming through, these are stitched together. They're panels that are stitched together right here, so you never have pieces loose from each other. It's all still one piece. I will say I really love how it is an entire t-shirt under here. It's not just pieces of a t-shirt sewn to cover up these rips. I do like that it's a whole t-shirt, but I wish they had give some reinforced stitching so that kind of like right here, you had a hidden stitch kind of connecting the t-shirt around the edges of these rips so that it kind of keeps those rips consistent and helps to keep them from getting bigger. Because here's my problem. Take a look at the t-shirt right here. You can see this t-shirt kind of covered in little bits of the frayed edges of this blue cotton knit right here. And that's right out of the box. So that tells me that right off the bat, these are already fraying more than they were initially when the tears were made. Of course, that's going to happen. It's just natural. But you want it to stop at some point. You don't want them to just keep fraying and keep fraying. So I think a fix like that would be ideal. Now, is that to say that I don't like this hoodie? That I think it's a bad idea? No. I think it's sick. I'm so psyched on the look of this, and it's because I'm so psyched that I want it to hold up as well as possible. Like, it's got old school vintage Raf Simons vibes with that distressing. He's like kind of the godfather of distressed knits, but like, I love this piece. I just want it to stay awesome for as long as possible. All right, let's talk about the branding. So at the chest here, you've got your Balenciaga logo, and that's embroidered in there in white and red. Super clean, goes right into that cotton there. I love that. That campaign logo, it's just classic, right? And then at the back here, you get another logo. Look at that distressing. Anyway, you get another logo, but this is a different kind of treatment because this is like printed on there, but like poorly printed, like kind of like stencil painted on there. So you get this really old school vintage cracked look that I think was a really smart move. And I like how they made it big across the back. I'm not a huge fan of like Logomania branding, but this logo is just so iconic that I'm down for them doing it in all these different sorts of applications and treatments, especially when you vintage it up and pair it with this obviously classic colorway and crazy distressing and slashes, so it looks like you're a hype beast that just got attacked in the woods by an angry like elf creature. Hey, I'm all for it. So now that we've checked out all of those details, it's time to try this thing on. But first, let's take another look at that original runway fit. Okay, so for like a quote-unquote streetwear kind of look, there are a lot of elements going on here. Let's just start at the top. For a cap, obviously he's got a red one. We're going to go with this like yellow mohair kind of Noah hat. Look at that color combo. Mustard and like a deep blue. That's great. I'm not a big sunglasses guy. I'm going to nix these, but we are going to wear a necklace. We've got this ambush lighter necklace. I think that's going to be perfect. And now here's where things get kind of different. I could have decided to wear a pair of like gray jeans like in this look and do the Fear of Gods, but we do those pretty often. So I'm going to call an audible here and switch things up a bit. And we're going to go with like these darker gray Rick Owens crop trousers. I don't know if it's going to work, but I hope it does. And I think it's going to be interesting. The pants that this model is wearing also have an attached like long sleeve shirt tie going around it kind of. Obviously we don't have that. So we do need a shirt to kind of tie around our waist. So we'll go with this guy. Charles Tierwit, kind of like a department store luxury brand, I guess, kind of like upper end department store brand, but not super, I don't know. It's cool. I like the knit. I think it'll look good tied around the waist. And finally, these shoes, the best stand-in we can get for these is this pair of tracks. The green's going to be sick. Look at these blues. Look at how well these blues go together. Does it get any better than that? Like, no. We're going to wear the tracks, and there's our look. Let's see what happens. You know what? I think this works. I think the pants substitution is totally fine, and it still has like the exact same vibe as that original runway look, which is what I'm always trying to go for. So I think we're good. First, let's talk about that fear that I have, the fear that it's all just going to fall apart on me. And I guess maybe that what that says is just that I don't trust myself with my clothing. Like, I just feel like I'm going to destroy it, but stuff gets worn as you wear it, right? So I do think I'm strongly considering taking this to a tailor to put those kind of hidden stitches in to keep things more together over time. I can sew a little bit, but I don't know if I trust myself to that degree. So now let's talk about sizing. As you saw, this is tagged in extra small, but as with all things Demna, that is completely meaningless. It was tagged as a relaxed fit, and that's a bit of an understatement. It's not oversized to the same degree as some Balenciaga hoodies, which can get crazy oversized, but it's tagged in extra small, and it fits more like a medium large, I would say. As you can see, it is still big on me, and I'm a true to size small. And finally, what about the feel? How does that work out? Well, it's awesome. It's super, super warm because even with these tears in it, it is layered. It's 2 layers. One of those is a long sleeve t-shirt and the other is a cotton knit, like a pretty heavy cotton knit as well. So that is going to keep you super, super warm. But it certainly has some weight to it. That's something that you need to know. But crazy comfortable. Balenciaga t-shirts are made with some amazing cotton. I love the feel of their t-shirts. That lining is great, and I'm a sucker for any kind of knit hoodie. I am all about that. So that is the absolutely nutty Balenciaga knit distressed t-shirt lined hoodie. Take a look at the other video on screen here, subscribe to my channel, like this video, and I'll see you next time.